Good morning. Welcome to Always Be Crafting. And here is that finished heart block that I started yesterday. If you watched yesterday's video, you saw that I was able to cut it out, but I was unable to sew it. But this morning, you saw I got to sew. And there it is. Now the decision is what to do. Maybe I'll add some borders around the edges. Maybe I'll turn it into a bag. Maybe this will just go in the box with the other quilt pieces and become part of the quilt sampler. I'm not really sure. But since Valentine's Day is coming, I thought a cute heart block would be fun. I'm doing this at an angle. Maybe I better stand up straight so you have a better, there you go. Is that a better view? So hopefully you were able to see what I did. And if not, you can look it up online fairly simply. But the rectangles, those two rectangles at the top, had the squares sewn on to turn into triangles, also known as half square triangles. It's what we cut out of the top. And then we had the rest of these were just straight lines that we then added two more big blocks at the bottom so we could cut out their corners. So let's see, this corner came from this side. So we got cut away with the other piece of white. And this, hold on, I'm doing this one-handed here. This corner came from this side and got cut away. But we sewed on the white blocks first before we cut away the patchwork. But you can see how it was done. It's fairly simple, straightforward construction, and I think it's beautiful. Super happy with it. And now we have a beautiful heart, just in time for Valentine's Day. Who knows what it'll be? Who knows where the rest of the day will go? But at least we started with a beautiful, finished heart. Let's see what happens today. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right, I'm back. It's still Friday. It's the afternoon now on Friday, the 10th of February, and I want to talk a little bit more about this heart block that I made. I asked my friends, I said, ladies, what should I do? Should I make a pillow? Should I add it to my quilt that I may or may not make? Should I turn it into a bag because I love making bags? What should I do? And they all agreed that it should be turned into a pillow, and I agreed too. I said, yeah, this does look like it'd be a good pillow. And so I want to talk a little bit about the fabrics I'm using. So this white background fabric is just an inexpensive, like $6 a yard fabric from Joann's Fabric and Crafts. I think I was looking for like a white blender, and I was in a hurry and I needed 6 yards of it. So I was trying to save money. I'm on the fence. It's fine. It's a good fabric. It's not a bad fabric. But this colorful fabric, this gorgeous colorful fabric, is from the K Facet Collective. And that's 3 designers who are all just so beautifully talented. And they all bring just different strengths to the group. I mean, look at that. Does that look like it's 3 different people bringing their ideas, but look at the colors, because they're all printed as, you know, by one company they coordinate and they talk to each other and they get along. And I love that about them. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about the K Facet Collective because I love them. And they're a little bit more expensive. The fabric's a little bit more expensive, but it's gorgeous fabric. It's a delight to work with. The quality of the fabric is really high. You get what you pay for. So how do you know who does what? I am the worst at this, but K Facet, who the collective is named after, he's been around. He's an artist. And these rainbows, who does not love rainbows, right? He's the designer, and I know because his name is right there on the side. Can you see? There's a name. And this is a 1/4 yard of fabric. It's called a fat quarter because what they've done is they've taken your yard of fabric, say it's a big rectangle, and instead of cutting it in quarters lengthwise to be big strips, they've made quadrants. Okay, so it's a fat quarter. And your selvage runs up and down on the side, and your selvage is what is attached to the machinery. So it can run through the machine while it's getting dyed, while it's getting painted, while it's getting inked, while it's getting whatever the process is, because while it's getting woven, every fabric is done differently. Some is digitally printed, some is woven, some is like inked. It's like everyone's different. And this and you can see the like holes. Can you see that okay? So that is where it was held onto the machine. Now, selvages usually are just trimmed off because that part of the fabric behaves differently. It has a different kind of stretch to it. So generally speaking, you cut that off when you're going to go sew. But when you're cutting it at a fabric store and you're cutting it into your fat quarter, half of them, the top and the bottom, two, on one side are going to have words, and the top and the bottom on the other side are not going to have words. So here's one, no words, but I got those dots, so I know where my selvage is. So I know I can cut. And look at these beautiful, are these cute? What are they? They're oranges. Isn't that hilarious? But look, they're black and gray. I mean, that's just so funny. And another K Facet, as far as the artist on that, here's another colorway. And I know K Facet because his name's on this one because I had the other side of the selvage. And I love this purple and green. Isn't that gorgeous? I probably have more of this fabric in the other traditional colors somewhere, but I tend to go for these fat quarters. I like to buy the bundles of fat quarters because you get all the examples from an entire collection, because sometimes a collection can have 5 different designs across 4 different colorways, so that's 20 different pieces of fabric, or it could have 7 different designs against 3 different colorways. So, you know, it's just like, it just kind of depends on each collection. So that's K Facet is one designer. Another designer I wanted to mention is Brandon Mabley. This is a Brandon Mabley, I know, because it has the words. And this is a Brandon Mabley. Now, when I first saw this, I thought this was a K Facet because, again, it's very playful. And that's what I thought. But no, it's a Brandon Mabley, and I learned that by reading it. I read it. And I was like, okay, so I can see where the similarities in their art is, where I knew this to be Brandon Mabley early on, so I thought he was going to be more graphic. And this to me is more playful. So it's just nice to see that this designer, this artist, has these different sides to him. So that's exciting. But again, makes me like, I don't know. Third designer is Philip Jacobs. Here's an example that I know. It's Philip Jacobs because, again, I have the selvage with his name. I just have the Jacobs on this side, but I know it's Philip Jacobs. And these look like cut agate. Is that gorgeous? And from what I know of Philip Jacobs is he tends to go for the more botanical things. But then there are pieces in my fabric collection that I don't know who it is. There are people who study the artists and they know exactly who does what. But like this piece, I don't know who it is. It has the dots with the selvage, so that I don't have words. It's botanical, but it doesn't seem as realistic. It's still playful. I don't know. I think it's Philip Jacobs, but I'm not positive. I could be wrong. I'm not really sure. This one, let's see, do I have words on this one? This one looks like little cut. Oh, I do have words. It is K Facet, and I only know because I got the last two T's at the cut. See? And I was going to guess because it's a botanical of sorts, these like little succulents, I was going to guess that it was going to be a Philip Jacobs, but even though it's not as realistic, even though it's more playful, it's a K Facet. See? It's so hard. They're just, oh, they make me so happy. All the fabrics make me so incredibly happy. Oh, here's another example of two different colorways of the same design. Can you see? I love that. So anyways, it doesn't matter who made them. They all go together. To me, it does not matter who designed which piece of fabric. I love all of them. I love all of them. I love them. So anyways, I'm now going to decide which one of these fabrics is going to become the back of my cushion, because I've decided I'm now making a cushion. I'll probably use more of the white Joanne fabric. I'll do 2.5-inch strips around, because these are 2.5-inch strips. These were cut from a jelly roll. Jelly roll, like you can cut fat quarter, is one way to cut a yard of fabric. A jelly roll is another way to cut. So from selvage end to selvage end with the fabric, you just cut 2.5-inch strips. And they do it for you. You know, the factory, Free Spirit, who prints these fabrics, they cut them for you. They send them to the fabric shops, and then the fabric shops sell them, and they call them a jelly roll. And that's another way to get pre-cut fabric. So you are not doing the cutting. They do the cutting for you, or at least the first step of the cutting. And you can get lots and lots of different prints from a line all at the same time. And it's a great way if you're not ready to commit, or you don't know which one you like best and you want to get a little sampling. It's a great way. It's an affordable way to get beautiful fabrics. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn this on to zoomy, zoomy, fast, fast, and you're going to see which one I pick. Let's go look. Okay, these are the fabrics that I have decided on, and they are just hanging out and getting auditioned. So I'm going to walk away, and I'm going to just come back and revisit. And as things jump out at me or don't jump out at me, I will remove them. And I'm probably going to come back to this table a couple times before my final decision is made. Maybe this will get finished today, probably get finished tomorrow. And that's all for now. Bye.